What's up, YouTubers? JD back for another episode of Feed the Beast Blood and Bones, A Sick Man's Tale. And so right now, we're just kind of chilling in the base, but I've made a lot of changes to the base. So as you can see, I have moved the smelter back a bit and expanded its area. I've expanded the cow pens. The smelter looks a little different. That's because I've increased its size. It now can hit a full stack deeper. We've made additional patterns that we've been needing by finally finding some additional aluminum to make the molten aluminum brass. I've got a bunch of Damascus steel smelted in there right now that I'm making my Tinker's Construct advanced tools out of. So I've had my hammer for a while. We've got it leveled up to mining steel now. I've had my sword for a while. It's now got luck, smite, and beheading on it. It's doing really good. We've still got our very first pick, the Edge Crusher. It's at steel, it's got haste and boosted, and we're still using our old school matic. Eventually we're going to make a new matic, but we haven't yet. For now, what I'm getting ready to make is my lumberjack axe. So let's go ahead and drop those pieces in here. And this is going to be called Heartbane. And so there's that. So the only other massive tool that I need is the excavator, which we're going to make that soon. I've got this grass field over here that eventually we're going to put animals on, but I haven't yet. For now, I'm using it for rubber harvesting so I can up my overall amount of rubber. Got good wood coming in from it. It's working out really nicely. I may even end up just keeping that as a tree harvesting area and putting up another grass field elsewhere, because this has been super helpful for me in terms of resources that I need. Because the rubber, obviously we use the wood for fuel, we use the rubber combined with coal to make additional torches, and it's just really helpful. That, now with that new lumberjacking axe right there, I mean, we can just smoke through getting our resources so fast now. So that's a big technology upgrade for us in terms of speed. And I think I may have said it in the first episode. If not, well, I'll say it again now. In Minecraft, resources are infinite. The world is infinite. We can always go get more resources. The one thing that's not infinite is our time. So we want to use the best tools we can anytime we can, and that lumberjacking axe makes a huge difference in our ability to gather lumber and things like that. Now eventually we're going to continue to expand out this way, but like I said, I've kind of evened everything up now, so these are all 9x9 plots now, and I think I'm going to kind of stick to that scaling. This evenness that this is sitting on is now a 9x9 plot, which actually works out really well if I decide to add additional drains over here or anything like that. So that's nice. What else have we got going on? We've actually got a lot of new villagers being born. I've been working on the village, getting it nice and toasty. I've got my stuff somewhat organized finally. So I've got pretty much, what would be considered mob drops, quote unquote, up here in this chest. This chest is all wood and wood-based products. So you can see I've got a lot of raw rubber starting to build up in here. I'm not sure why that glass is in here. Down here is where all of our metals and mining materials are going. Over here, this was basically just this temporary storage when I was moving things around. I haven't decided what's going over here. Right now it's holding a bunch of patterns that aren't super useful anymore to me. Some of them are, but most of them aren't. This is also just a storage chest while I was waiting to get moving stuff around. I have upgraded the crusher from the original crusher, which was a stone crusher, here, to a copper, then to a bronze, and now to an iron. And it gets pretty good fuel consumption now. I get about 3 ores crushed per 2 wooden planks now. So it's starting to get really nice in terms of its fuel efficiency. I could take it one more level steel, but at that point we'll probably be ready for a pulverizer. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. We've still got our fields growing. We've, not much has changed here. I've reorganized a few crops, but not many. I'm hopefully gonna be separating these crops out into their individual fields soon. I still got 2 tanks, one sitting here holding water, the other one's in my hands. I still got carrots and potatoes and wheat growing back here, and of course I've got a lot of food stored right here. I've got lots of bread, and if you look, I've been making some delighted meals. These are 8 hunger, and I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 10 on the. It's either 8 or 10 on the friggin' nourishment. So eating one of these bad boys. I've been waiting just to start this episode to eat this. Let's grub it down and we go to full. It also gives us quite a bit of health and stuff back, so that's really nice. And I'm actually about to make one of these. So the recipe for this is very simple. You start off with a cheeseburger, which a hamburger, you know, tofu or raw beef, toast, and toast is just bread that's been cooked again in a skillet. We get a hamburger. We use the hamburger and we put some cheese on it, and cheese is easy. It's just milk, salt, and a pot, and we've got tons of salt. So, whoops, let's go back to my hamburger here. So there's the hamburger. Make it into a cheeseburger, which is what we have. Now if you take the cheeseburger and we put it with lettuce and tomatoes, which is what I'm holding here, lettuce and tomatoes, we get a deluxe cheeseburger. And technically we get the same amount of hunger restored if we ate the items individually. There's a few reasons to mix them together, and those are it diversifies your food by stacking them together, so you can eat more often the same things. So like I've had the meal, but I haven't had just the deluxe cheeseburger, and I haven't had just the fries, and I haven't had just the smoothie. So if I put them all together, I'm going to get 2 more of these delighted meals, which I've eaten twice. I would get the same hunger if I ate these items individually. So basically, it's just a way to keep your food diversified, and it also saves on inventory space. What right there took 3 inventory spaces. In my inventory here only takes 2. So there's a lot of different reasons to do things like that. I'm actually going to take one of these with me for now, because I'm going to go on a little bit of an adventure here in just a second. Now, one of the other reasons that I was so ready to do the next episode, let's see, what else have I upgraded? I've upgraded my bags. So I've turned this into a big backpack. So I've got, and I think you may have seen that on the last episode, I'm not sure. But I've got 4 slots here. I've still got the knapsack going on with 3 slots there. So that's 7 slots of inventory, but I've also upgraded my workbench backpack, so I got a full another inventory slot here. So things are really moving along nicely with all of that. I've got lots of inventory space. I can actually get 1 more backpack at this point, and I'll be at the backpack limit, because you're only allowed to have 3 of these types of backpacks on you at any given time. It won't let you hold any more than that. So keep that in mind before you go nuts making your backpacks. I do have my Tinkerer's Construct, where I can dump large quantities of materials into here. It comes through the hopper into here, so I can overload it if needed. Okay, I was putting things away right quick, so let's put that away. Did I make that hatchet head? Yeah, okay, cool. So I no longer need either of those. I can get rid of this and get rid of this. Good, good. Now I've got, I guess I skipped these 2 chests. This is all just regular materials that I may dig up for various reasons. There's stone in there, there's cobble in there. I've actually got some double compressed, some compressed, and some triple compressed cobble sitting in here. I've got some compressed dirt, some compressed gravel was in here. Oh, there's the compressed gravel. I've got some wool, I've got some ice, and I've got a bunch of snow that I can turn into snowballs at will, and use those to make smoothies. Below that is where I'm keeping a whole stockpile of water. So basically all those drowning creepers, I've been stealing all the water from them and using it to make massive amounts of salt for cooking. So as much as they annoy me, they are in a way slightly coming in handy. I was able to find some melon seeds and pumpkin seeds by going into one of the roguelike dungeons on accident. My mine shaft downstairs actually leads into one of those, so that was kind of crazy. I am starting to get some seeds built up, but none of them are the seeds that I need right now. So we still need to go on a seed adventure at some point. Okay. And for now, I'm going to actually stick this glass in here. The lumber can go here. We're going to keep the juicer on me. This stuff can go in here. On here, on here, on here, on here. And so right now, one of the big decisions that I'm trying to decide is which direction am I going to continue to expand. I kind of don't want to expand towards the village over there because if I get too close, it's going to allow zombies and stuff to spawn. But I'm strongly considering putting this out even, at least with this platform, out to there, and cutting that, the expansion there off, and kicking out into this direction for my building, so that I'm out of the rain. I'm not standing in the rain anymore. So I may end up doing that. I haven't decided fully yet. We'll see. I'm going to get some snack foods here. Been building up a lot of monster jerky. And what else do I want to take with me? I don't really feel like messing with too much more, so we'll just take this. Okay. So let's throw these foods into our knapsack so that we have them if we need them. But otherwise, they are out of layaway. Now, we'll go... Oh, yes, I do have something very fun to do. I forgot all about this. So I have gone out and taken some time to gather up some obsidian finally, and we're ready to open our first portal into the Nether. And that's kind of it's a big deal, to be honest. The Nether is where we start to be able to gain a lot of resources very rapidly. And as you can see, I've got it behind some iron doors. Inside I've got 2 obsidian pressure plates so that mobs can't open the doors. And just in case something happens where those aren't working or whatever, I do have an emergency button here that only I can push to get out. Okay. So let's light this bad boy. Oh yeah. We have Nether access. And before we go to the Nether, we're going to need some blocks. So I should probably repair my hammer too. Oh well, I'll worry about it when it breaks. So we're just going to grab some blocks. And I've had that ready to go for a couple of days now, and it's been teasing me and taunting me saying, go in, go in. But I didn't want to go in until I got to do my next episode and let you guys see me opening the portal and all that. I did get our first episodes uploaded to YouTube today, so 5 episodes went up on YouTube today. And I was watching the episodes, you know, making sure that I had all the information on there and make sure they were good quality. And I've noticed that while I record in 60 frames per second, the rendering was happening in 30. So the first 5 episodes are kind of crappy in terms of their viewing quality. But everything after, and the 5th episode, I did go ahead and render in 1080p instead of 720. And all future episodes will be rendered in 1080p at 60 frames per second, so they should all look much better than those first few episodes. And for that, I'm sorry guys, it's my bad. I'm a noob sometimes. But we have some bricks. We're ready to go into the Nether. Let's do this. Oh, this is a bad idea. I just remembered something. I have no armor on. That would have been a really quick death if I had gone into the Nether with 0 armor. The Nether in this pack is saying it's nasty is a gross understatement. So let's go up here. And if you remember, we've got 25, I'm sorry, Damascus steel ingots. We're actually going to make a Damascus steel armor set right quick. We're going all out with this. Screw you hippies in the Nether. You're not going to take me down. Actually, they probably will. I'll probably get stomped as soon as I go in there. The Nether is vicious. So let's pour that'll give me 18. And how many do we need? Well, we need 8 for the chest, we need 7 for the legs, so that's 15, and then we need 2, we need 17, so that works. Then we'll go ahead and be able to repair our hammer and all that glorious stuff. I think I've actually still got some ingots sitting in here somewhere too. Maybe I threw them in, I don't remember. Anyways, crafting table. Oh, I've got one in my backpack. Duh. Okay, so let's clear this. And let's pop these out. Clear it again. Okay, so we'll go with the chest. 320 HP, baby. So nice. The legs, okay. And then let's just drop down to the boots. Oh, we need one more. I'm an idiot. I can't do the maths. I forgot it was 4. I said 2. Anyways, there we go. And how many do we have left in here now? 6 ingots remaining. Okay, so let's drop 1 and 2. Pull these out, okay. And that solves that issue. And you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take and I'm going to make a yeah. 1, 2, 3. Do we really need it to be a matic? Can we do it without it being a matic? We could just make it a shovel. That'd be better that way. That way I can use it for snowballs. Yeah, we're going to do it like that. Okay, so shovel head and this, and that's going to leave me with like half an ingot or something in there, right? Yeah. It's cool. It's all good. Bam, bam. Alright, so tool station here. Let's throw this in and get it repaired. Boom. Throw that in, get it repaired, boom. Shovel head and handle, and we now have a shovel. So we have a real shovel so we can get snowballs and stuff. That's why I made that primarily. Okay. That being said, let's throw on this super duper armor. And this armor set looks cool. I mean, it really does. If I had the helmet, it looks even cooler. But because I always... what's going on? Oh. So it's got a pretty cool graphic. The helmet looks really good too, but I usually wear a torch on my head for visual. And so I'm not going to make the helmet right now. It only adds like another half a heart of absorption. But if you look, I've got a full health bar of absorption now, along with a couple of additional, or one additional. And we're going to grab these real quick just to fill my health completely up, because I'm missing a couple hearts. And carrot juice is one of the juices that you can actually consume when you're full and still get health back. It's really nice. Apple juice does the same thing. Why are you not going? Oh, it cheated me. Whatever. And I just noticed I've never planted any of my fruit trees. I need to do that at some point soon. Silliness. I think I have an extra chest laying around somewheres, maybe. If not, we're going to grab one, because having a chest in the nether would probably be a good idea. So let's take that, throw this in here, clear it, swing it around, zing, and grab our chest out. Okay, clear that. So we've got some brick, we've got tools. Is there anything we don't need to take with us? I'm not going to take my lumberjack axe with me. I don't need to have a reason for that. I've got my little trusty mattock here. Yeah, I think I'm good. Let's go. Armor. Yep. Food. Check. Buckets. Check. Tank. Check. Oh. Yes. Glad I did that checklist. One last thing. Every time I think I'm good to go. So these tanks, they're nice, right? The problem with it is if you put liquid in that tank and you do not remove it from the ground with a wrench, it's going to bust on you. And the only way that I can make a wrench is if I either use these Certus quartz crystals, in which I can make the AE wrench, like so, or I can make the typical wrench if I had nether quartz. Well, I haven't found any nether quartz, so we're making this one. Booyah, we got a wrench. And I really don't know if I want... Yeah, I'm going to have to take it with me. So one of my goals in the nether is I'm going to fill this tank here with lava. Yeah. Alright. Into the blackness we go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And it's going to take forever for the world to generate because it's the first time. And the nether can get super, super laggy if it's your first time. So be prepared. Alright, let's get some walls up around us. And we've got a lightning storm right there. I don't know the significance of those things yet, but it's not the first time I've seen them. Okay. And there we go. Okay. We're in the nether. Now if you look, it says that this has to be broken with steel, this netherrack. It's kind of a lie. If you use tools on it, it's true. But you can just punch it and break it and it will be okay. Just so you're aware. Like this. Alright, we got some lapis right off the bat. That's nice. We can add that to increase fortune on picks and stuff. And we're kind of in a really open area. That's kind of scary. There's some nether quartz right below me, so I can make another wrench. That's nice. In fact, let's go ahead and test something. Nice, cool. So if I were to break this with a hammer... Okay, you're about to see it anyways. It's going to happen. Kaboom! Nether ores like to blow up. Just like this. And they tend to set off these chain reactions of other nether ores blowing up. So Silk Touch is pretty huge here. I don't know what's... These guys are annoying. These guys will harass you the entire time you're in the Nether. So be ready for it. They're probably the most annoying mob I've ever met. Because they can spawn, from what I can tell, anywhere. And they shoot fireballs at you, so they don't have to be like near you to actually attack you. So it gets really annoying really quick. Alright. But yeah, Nether ores blow up. Be ready for it when you come here. Alright, so let's venture out a little bit further and do some exploration here. Now, in the Nether is a lot of different types of ores, and a lot of these ores are for... That guy's going to blow up. A lot of these ores are for... Oh, we got a fortress right beside us. Nice. Creating alloys. Man, I cannot talk. And the alloys are important because that's how we go through our tool progression with metallurgy. A nitro creeper. Hurrah. Thanks, guy, for smashing me in the face. Why is my sword not out? And let's redo this right quick. Pink, pink. Okay. Now, I would like to get down to this lava pit if I can. Without dying. If I can. And that's going to be kind of interesting. The Nether has a very dark color scheme to it, like it always has. But because of the 30% darkness increase in this pack, it makes it a lot harder to see down here than normal. Alright, so we made it down to the lava. Let's get our handy dandy bucket right here. Now we're just going to put this up here. Ooh, heat sand. That's dangerous. There's a bunch of it too. Okay. Let's start pouring this in there. And that's full. Okay. And I want to grab 3 clay buckets. Now keep in mind that when you use clay buckets, you won't get the bucket back if you empty these. I'm using these just solely to get my Tinker's Construct tank refilled. Okay, let's get our wrench and shift right click. Mission accomplished. We got some nether coal ore right there. What we're looking for first down here, I believe, is shadow iron or dark iron or something like that. And we use that to make shadow steel. And we got some alderite. And it would be really awesome if we had a silk touch pick, but we do not. Something's out there, and it wants to eat me. It's that guy. A bow and arrow is super, super, super helpful down here, by the way. So if you've got a good amount of arrows built up from killing mobs, or you've got yourself a chicken farm going, things like that are going to be super useful and super necessary. Eventually, I've already begun looking for chickens. I just haven't had much luck. I found one, but I keep forgetting to grab it with my safari net. Because chickens are actually extremely vital. Nether diamond, baby. That's going to come in super helpful. Nether 10. I'm not worried about Nether 10 right now. Hello, magma cube. Now this right here, this is you know, oh, that's time to go. Those things right there will mess us up. So will these guys. These guys actually aren't so bad. They use a wither effect. But as you can see, things are beginning to crawl towards us to attack us. Lapis. Those guys are destructomatics. Watch how fast he fires. And he aims at your feet, and his little shot knocks you kind of up and back. And they will dominate your face. They're not fun to play with at all. I don't like them. I think they're kind of a cheaty mob, and I rage about them because they make me cry. Really hardcore. They make me cry. All right, let's get out of here. Back in the safety of our home with our iron doors. And we did it. Mission accomplished, man. We got our additional lava buckets there. We got, 8 buckets of lava in that one container. That'll help run the forge for a little bit, the smeltery. We got some diamond ore. That's nice because we've been sitting on some diamonds for a while, but I'd like to have more. Now, what's really cool about getting ores out of the nether, that's not a single piece of diamond. If I smelt that down, I actually get 2 diamond ore, which I can then break. So if you have something like fortune, you can double that. If I put it into a pulverizer, though, I get 5 diamonds per each diamond ore. That means that 1 diamond ore can become 10 diamonds, or those 2 that I have. Induction smelter, you get things a little bit different. If you put rich slag in with it, you're going to get 3 diamond ore and some slag back. If you put sand in, you're going to get 2 diamond ore and some slag. But yeah, you got at minimum that's already 4 diamonds. So that's really nice. Now we want to find more, and we want to build a pulverizer before we break that down. Pulverizers are nice. It goes a long ways. Okay. Now this is what I was mostly concerned with, and we're gonna put this bad boy right here. Now technically, I can change this machine's mode to output, and look, it's gonna fill this tank while still sitting there. No pipes needed. It just keeps it nice and full for me. That's nice. It makes it simple. So basically I've now added, on top of the 4 buckets of storage this has, I've got 8 more right there. So my entire smeltery can now hold 12 buckets of lava. That's pretty cool. And technically I can keep stacking these tanks as high as I want and continue to add to that. I can even run them off the side and use some conduit to pipe it into there if I want to stack the smelter itself up higher. There's a lot of options we can go with right there. But that, early automation tweaks to the smeltery help out a lot. And we still got 2.5 ingots sitting in there, which we'll have to address at some point. Now, I don't want to keep this wrench on me all the time. And I don't exactly dry a lot of zombie meat anymore. One of the things that I like to use these drying racks for is to hang tools on like this, so that I can keep up with where my tools are, and I don't get them lost. So important tools, eventually I'll make a tool wall and I'll keep them hanging from these drying racks just like this. Now there's only about 3 to 5 minutes left in the episode, so I got a few other things that I want to take a look at before we end this. So looks like the sun's nowhere near coming up, so we're going to wait for sunlight before we end this one. I want to take you guys over to the village for just a second and show you what's going on over there. So in the meantime, what my plans are is I do plan to get chickens going soon. We really need them to make arrows to be able to defend ourselves in the nether now that we have access to the nether. I'm definitely going to be doing some mining in the nether very soon because we need the resources from there. What we need from there, the most important things, and let me find my little list real quick because I've got a list. Here we go. So with Damascus steel, we're looking to mine lemurite and shadow iron, and we mix those together and we get shadow steel. At that point, we want to make anoloshite, and anoloshite we need, I believe it's alduarite and ceruclase. And at that point, we'll be able to make an anoloshite tool. With anoloshite tools, we can now get ardite and cobalt. Technically, shadow steel can already mine ardite, but you need to mix ardite and cobalt to get manulian. And manulian, I'm not sure what that sound just was. Oh, I got email. Manulian will take us to the next tier, which allows us to mine deep iron, infuscolium, and promethium. And I'm not going to talk any further than that because that's getting a bit far down the road. But basically, and this is kind of a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to hear this, mute me for just a second. The order of precedence or the tiers of your metals goes steel, which it can be Damascus steel, it can be regular steel, or it can be heptazon. Then shadow steel, then Enolishite, then Manulin, then Black Steel, then Hateroth, then Tartarite. So that's what's coming up for us in the near future. Now we want to drop these mob grabs right here off. What is this? Rye? I don't need rye. Nether Wart, Essence of Darkness. Okay. We'll eventually be needing those to get into the deep dark. And to get to the deep dark, you need 4 of those. A block of emerald, which the block of emerald is not as bad as you might think because of the nether ores. But quadruple compressed cobblestone can be a pain in the ass until you do a few tricks. Okay, the sun's finally coming out. Hooray. Let's eat some food. What do we have? What do we have? I guess let's eat a burger. Grumble, grumble. Oh, and if you notice, it's not showing my armor right now. Just take it off and pop it back on, and it'll start regenerating the hearts. You only have to take off 1 piece. Usually I would advise you to do the boots, since it's the least effective armor of all. But, yeah. Pardon me. So let's head over here to the village. The sun's coming up, and I really want to show, you know, what I've done. This is, some people may consider this cheaty, but it's a simple use of the game's mechanics to my advantage, I guess, is what you could say. So, if you don't know how villagers work off of a system in which they calculate the number of houses in their village to decide whether or not they need to breed. The number of houses is not any kind of a super tricky algorithm. It's really the number of doors, and the number of doors plus a few rules. And what I mean by that is, did that house get blown in half? Let's take a look. A structure is considered a house if it has a door, and if behind the door there is, or at least on one side of the door, there is not more than 5 blocks of open space. Oh, I remember what I did here. So, for example, this is considered 3 houses, because here's a door, and behind it there's not more than 5 blocks of open space. Here's a door, there's not more than 5 blocks of open space, and here's a door. If I put another door here, it would be considered 4 houses. Okay? And what villagers do is they look at the number of houses, and they will breed until there are no more than 35% of the number of doors in terms of villagers. So basically every 6.5 doors or something like that gives you a villager. Now if you look, I've got lots of little baby villagers, and I've actually managed to get an iron golem spawned. That's because each of these little structures that I've built right here counts as 4 houses. So this is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, and 48 houses on top of the others. And because of that, there's also little babies running around. Here's a baby librarian, here's a baby witchcraft guy, and this dude's ready to make love to this dude right now. So more babies are being born. So my village is growing, and as my village grows, iron golems start to grow. And that's kind of a cool thing. Why? Well, I don't know. I haven't tested this yet, but I've been wanting to. I'm pretty sure I can kill the iron golems for iron ingots, right? I mean, I could in all the other versions of the game. Why can't I here? But there's one problem. Look at how strong the iron golems are. 100 hit points, dude. These guys are beasts. Now, I could trap them to kill them, but the main reason I actually want the iron golems is to actually protect the villagers, whom I plan to do trades with. And that's why I've increased the number of villagers to the number that I have, so that there's plenty of people around here that I can come in and do trades with. Most of these guys are wanting emeralds. They're douches. I'm not giving you guys emeralds. Y'all are crazy. Anyways, so little trick, if you're trying to grow villagers, there's a lot of different tactics out there to do it. This is one of the most space conservative methods. That's also the easiest. It just takes wood. There's no superstructures that need to be built. The easiest way to do this is you place a block down directly onto the ground, and you place the 4 doors around it. Then you place a block on top of that block to put the roof. Take this block out, and put a block down for the floor. I don't even think you actually have to put the floor in. I think you can leave the block just sitting right here. And as long as the doors are there, they consider it a house, and they'll spawn anyways. But I went ahead and did this. The other reason I'm doing it out here, and I'm going to continue to do it out here, is I'm moving them further away from my base so that mobs don't spawn on top of them and destroy them. So that's it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We've got to see a lot of cool stuff. Got to talk about some villagers. Got to take a trip to the Nether. So that's awesome. We're coming up on 35 minutes. So with that being said, I'm just going to say thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give me a like. If you want to see more of them, give me a subscribe. Either way, tell me in the comments how I'm doing, what you think I could do to be better. And hopefully you guys are getting some good stuff for playing Blood and Bones. It's a fun pack. I'll see you in the next episode. You guys take it easy.